Well, one word, fascinating. I've never been to a conference in which there was so much engagement of participants, and not only merely in talking, actual application and actual movement, that it was really energetic in a way, and removed all the fatigue, all conference fatigue that we get once in a while. That wasn't evident in this conference, and I think that you're leading the way to something new in this field. But there's also another aspect which is very important, that not everyone was as equipped to understand the news. So I felt the difference between those much experienced and those low experienced who would distance themselves from applying and leaving the work, most of the bulk of the work, to the others. So that is something that you could discuss in the future.
Organizing here in Copenhagen. How can you use some of the new techniques that have been presented today?
One of the techniques that really inspired me and made me think was the mass messages, mass SMS service that was introduced by the media security. And what I realized that is that there are many news service providers in Yemen that are, let's say, being forced to remove all the potentials and as prospects of reaching out to SMS subscribers because the government had monopolized its service to certain groups. So I was thinking, what if there is a way in which we allow those news services, maybe through the portal in my case, or through other means, that they would allow, they would have their content sent through the internet to those masses. Maybe Twitter will help in a way. And or this today, what we heard today from the presenters, could help in bypassing governments. But then again, I mean, it's a critical issue because you know the law is a bit vague in this aspect. Something coming via the internet may be counted as regular communication, and SMS is part of the telephony network. So it may have some legal aspects into it, but I'm open to the idea of doing something about it.
Well, I definitely hope that they have gained, you know, if you look at the method that the case pilots out there used, it's a way of producing content from the users. And what we're seeing on the web today is the same scenario actually. So the process in itself and the method used during the process, not doing it the old sophisticated media broadcasting way, one guy talking up at stage to a broader audience, but actually using the audience as content producers and producing of the things that this conference should be about, and you know, trusting that they are competent enough to say at least as important things that you normally expect a keynote speaker to say. That's like the basic foundation of this thing, and that's just the way that we normally work, and nothing new. It normally becomes a way, you know, it's one thing to talk about it and saying, okay, you can actually stream live from your mobile phone and things good, and people will, okay, yeah. But once you get that first stream up and running and you see yourself on the screen, on the computer screen, and you see that you're actually holding this camera and you can do whatever you want with it, and adding some interactivity with chat functions and those kinds of stuff, people become, you know, they drop their jaws, and that is sort of like the driving force behind Bambooster, to just get those dropping jaws when they see, oh my God, I can do this, and yeah. So I think it was well received and amazed in some way.